Mina Park unlocked the corner cafe at 7:30 sharp, which was not early enough to feel virtuous, but early enough to count. Morning light slit through the greenhouse windows and turned every plant into a small green lamp. Ben was already in the kitchen, speaking softly to a tray of croissants as if they were nervous performers.
If they collapse, I am blaming the weather.
He said.
The weather has legal representation now?
The weather has confidence. That is worse.
Pip rolled out from under the counter with a little silver key balanced on his tray.
I recovered an object of possible significance.
He announced. Mina looked at the key, then at the row of freshly washed cups above him.
Recovered from where?
Under a cup.
Ben leaned into the doorway.
That is either nothing or exactly how a mystery starts.
Mina reached for her notebook.
Then we are starting with evidence, not atmosphere.
The key was small, old, and heavier than it looked. Its brass head had a tiny scratch shaped like a crescent moon. Mina set it on the napkin.
Ben, please tell me this belongs to some charming cupboard and not a problem.
Ben bent closer.
I lose many things, but I try not to lose objects with a backstory.
That is beautifully evasive.
For the record, my answer is no.
Lena swept in with paint on her wrist, scarf loose around her curls, and the expression of someone arriving halfway through a play.
Why is everyone surrounding a key like it has disappointed you personally?
Pip straightened.
The key has not disclosed its intentions.
Mina wrote, unknown key, found under cup. Ben denies ownership with excessive style. Lena smiled.
So we are pretending this is not haunted.
We are postponing haunted. There is a difference.
By 8:15, the key had acquired theories. Theo thought it might open an old utility cabinet. Lena argued for a forgotten rooftop garden. Ben suggested with unnecessary confidence a drawer full of emotional consequences. Mina wrote each theory down, then crossed out the ones that sounded too pleased with themselves. Adam Vale entered with a folder under one arm and the look of a man who had already negotiated with 3 small disasters before breakfast. He saw the key and stopped.
Where did you get that?
The cafe quieted in a way that made the espresso machine sound rude. Mina watched his face.
You recognize it.
Adam adjusted his grip on the folder.
Not exactly.
Sera, waiting by the window with untouched tea, lifted one eyebrow.
That phrase is wearing a coat over another phrase.
Adam looked at the key again.
I was hoping not to have this conversation before lunch.
That makes 2 of us, because now we definitely are.
Adam sat at the usual table after Mina pointed to the chair with her pen.
It may be the key to the old upstairs storage room.
Maybe.
There are several old keys,
And several old storage rooms?
and several old decisions I have been carefully avoiding.
Ben raised a hand.
Before the emotional audit begins, do we want truth or snacks?
Truth.
Snacks.
Sera set down her cup.
Truth with snacks. People confess better when blood sugar is stable.
Adam rubbed his forehead.
The room might contain repair documents from my uncle's time. I've been meaning to check it.
Lena leaned forward.
How long is meaning to in building manager time?
Adam looked at the table.
Long enough that I no longer get to call it an oversight.
Mina's pen paused.
Thank you. That was the first useful sentence.
After the morning rush loosened its grip, they climbed the narrow stairs behind the cafe. Mabel 7 waited at the top, blocking the hallway like a small machine with union power.
Access inadvisable.
Adam held up the key.
Mabel, do you recognize this?
Her warning light blinked once.
Recognition is not the same as approval.
She has range.
Please do not encourage the maintenance robot.
Mabel turned her square face toward him.
Encouragement was not required.
The old storage room door stood at the end of the hall. The paint was cracked. The brass handle looked cold enough to remember every winter. Mina handed Adam the key.
Your building. Your door. Your choice.
Adam did not take it immediately. Sera's voice stayed gentle.
Avoidance also makes choices. It just does it badly.
Adam took the key. The key fit. For 1 second, no one moved. Then the lock clicked with a small, impolite sound. The door opened onto boxes, dust, rolled up plans, and one spider web so dramatic Lena almost respected it. Pip rolled forward.
I can begin categorization.
You can begin standing behind me.
Lena pointed at the wall.
Oh, this room has been keeping secrets with commitment.
Theo sneezed.
Technically, dust is just history with poor boundaries.
Sera stepped in slowly.
Careful. Old rooms often contain old feelings, and feelings do not stack neatly.
Adam found a bundle of folders tied with string. His voice changed.
My uncle kept everything.
Mina looked at the boxes, then at him.
Keeping everything is not the same as handling everything.
Adam nodded once.
I know.
Do you?
They worked for 20 minutes, which was long enough for dust to become a shared personality trait. Mina sorted papers into urgent, unknown, and why is this sticky piles. Ben held the flashlight and avoided touching anything that looked legally expensive. Lena found a faded sketch of the cafe sign and went completely still.
Respectfully, this is not a sketch. This is a love letter with typography.
Theo found a broken bell wire and made the mistake of looking inspired.
I can make this safer in theory.
Theo,
He touched the wire anyway. The bell rang downstairs.
Is someone taking orders?
That is consequences. Wearing an apron.
Technically, I discovered the problem.
technically, you introduced it to the public.
The most important box was not hidden. It sat under a folded canvas sheet labeled repair estimates in neat black marker, which somehow made it worse. Adam opened it and found invoices, old roof photos, inspection notes, and a sealed letter addressed to him. He did not open the letter. Mina noticed without reaching for it.
You do not have to read that with us watching.
I should have checked this room months ago.
Yes.
The word landed cleanly, not cruelly, cleanly.
And yes is not the whole sentence.
Adam looked at her.
You avoided a hard task. That does not turn you into a bad person. It does mean the next honest step belongs to you.
Ben set the flashlight down carefully, as if even plastic could interrupt. Mina closed her notebook.
We can leave if you need privacy.
Adam looked at the letter.
No, I think hiding has had a generous enough budget.
Downstairs, the cafe smelled like coffee, butter, and old dust that had followed them like an uninvited guest. Adam opened the letter at the group table. It was short. His uncle had written about roof repairs, old pipes, unpaid attention, and a building that had survived because people kept noticing one another. Then one sentence made the table quiet. People stay where they feel useful. Do not confuse usefulness with belonging. Mina read it twice. Ben looked at her, then at his croissant, making the rare wise decision not to be charming. Lena touched the faded sign sketch.
That line is emotionally illegal.
Should I contact enforcement?
No, but I appreciate the civic instinct.
Adam folded the letter with more care than paper required.
He knew I would postpone this.
You knew your loyalty sometimes disguises itself as control.
That is an elegant way to ruin my afternoon.
Only if you stop there.
The repair estimates were not good news, but they were clear news, and clear news was more useful than dread. The roof needed work. The old pipes needed inspection. The upstairs windows needed sealing before winter. Mina made a list with dates. Adam made a smaller list with numbers he did not like. Theo made a diagram that appeared to involve airflow, bell wiring, and at least one apology. Lena redrew the old cafe sign in 3 quick lines, giving it more tenderness than the paper deserved. Ben brought fresh buns to the table.
I cannot repair the roof, but I can improve morale with carbohydrates.
For legal reasons, I accept.
We need a practical plan, not a heroic mood.
And a tenant notice that tells the truth without turning panic into community theater.
At last. Adults have discovered maintenance.
She respects process.
I tolerate evidence.
By evening, the plan was not perfect, but it had stopped pretending to be invisible. Adam would call the roof company. Mina would draft a notice that sounded human instead of legally haunted. Sera would review the wording before anyone used the phrase unavoidable inconvenience. Theo would inspect the bell system under Mabel 7 supervision.
Supervision accepted. Trust remains unavailable.
Lena would restore the old cafe sign sketch as a gift for the wall. Ben would make soup.
Soup was not on the list.
Soup is infrastructure.
No one argued, partly because he was right. Adam placed the old key in a small bowl on the counter.
Should we label it?
No, but we will stop pretending memory is a filing system.
Under a cup offered stronger concealment.
Exactly. We are trying a new policy.
The next morning, the key was still in the bowl. Nothing magical had happened overnight. The roof was still expensive, the pipes were still old, the building was still complicated, but the problem had changed shape. Yesterday, it had been a secret under a cup. Today, it was a list, a phone call, a notice draft, and several people who knew enough to help. Mina opened her notebook and wrote one sentence at the top of a clean page. Make the problem specific, then make the next step small enough to begin.
That sounds suspiciously like a pastry recipe for being alive.
That is nearly useful.
Nearly useful is my brand.
Pip rolled past with a tray.
Progress detected. Correction unnecessary.
Adam from the doorway gave the smallest smile. For once, nobody corrected anyone.